Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Create with Brenda. I'm Brenda Hillard, Independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, and I can be found at createwithbrenda.com. Here is my June host code. I have a host code every month, and I reward you for making purchases on through my online store or with me, again, at Create with Brenda. So, today, I want to talk to you about, of course, the new annual catalog. If you do not have your very own copy and you do not have a demonstrator, please request a catalog from me at Create with Brenda. I'll be happy to mail one out to you. Let's turn to page 70 in the new catalog. And what I want to talk to you or show you today is the Flowering Blooms bundle. Here is the stamp set, and then it comes with the in the bundle up here with the bundle code, the beautiful flowering dies. It's a set of 9 dies. There's a bit of a border, and then all of the outlines for the flowers in the set. And it is a distinctive set, so it has some beautiful shading just simply by stamping. The other product that we'll be using in today's card is this small stitched nested label dies. These are really cool dies as well, and I just would like to introduce you to those if you don't already have them. These did carry over from last year's catalog to this year's catalog, and they're a great set to have in your arsenal. All right, today's project is, it's an older style card. It's been done before, but it's the flower pot card, and I will be using the blooms from the Flowering Bloom set. And what it is this pulls out of this little flower pot, and who wouldn't love to get this thank you. The sentiments again are from the Flowering Blooms. It says, "I'm moved beyond words. Thank you." So let's get started. The first thing I want to show you with this is how to make the template for your flower pot. So you'll need to cut a 3.5 by 3.5 inch square. And then I'm just going to bring in the trimmer. And what you do is you put this point right on the cut line, and then this bottom point here on the 1/4 inch mark. Okay? So, just like that, you're going to cut, and then we're going to flip it over, and we're going to do the same thing. This point on the cut line, this bottom point here on the 1/4 inch mark, and cut. Okay, so there we have our flower pot template. All right, then we're going to bring in our piece of, it measures 3.5 by 9 inches, and I'm using the terracotta tile cardstock. And I'm just going to open up the trimmer here, the extender arm, and we're going to score at 3.5 and 7. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fold this for our card, and we're going to go up at the 3.5 and then down at the 7. So this is going to be that little flap, okay, for our flower pot. Then I'm just going to lay our flower pot template on top of both layers of our card. And I'm going to bring in a regular scissor, and I'm just going to cut using our template. Same this way. All right. I'm just going to even this up a little bit. It slipped. All right. So now we have the shape of our flower pot. Then is what I did on mine is I took the, it's called the Detail Trio Punch. It looks like this. And I'm going to turn it upside down, and I'm going to be using this corner rounder. And is what I did was stick this in. See how you can see the tip of your paper there? Just stick it in as far as you can and punch. And then we're going to do the same thing here. Stick it in as far as we can and punch. And that just rounds the corners for the rim on our flower pot. Okay. Next step, I took this is the Greenery embossing folders. It's a set of 2. They're very fun. And this one just has the leaf, and then this is just the leaf textured. And these are the Greenery embossing folders. So is what I did is in my embossing machine or my die cutting machine, I just ran it through like this to texture the rim, and we get a piece that looks like this. Okay, this one I haven't cut yet to the shape of a flower pot, so I'm going to bring my flower template back in, my flower pot template back in. And I'm just going to cut and cut. All right, so there's our pot. Okay, next step is you're going to need a couple pieces. You're going to need this piece of terracotta tile, and that measures 2.5 by 4 1/4. And then you'll need a piece of Whisper White that measures 2 1/4 by 4. And that's, we're going to adhere on here with just an equal mat around the edge. This is our new Stampin' Seal. The snail has retired. I'm going to remove the cap, and I'm just going to add some of the Stampin' Seal on each edge of the Whisper White. So there's that. Okay. Now I'm going to bring in our terracotta tile ink, and using the little thank you sentiment here, I'm just going to stamp that onto the insert for our flower pot. So I did stamp these ahead of time and die cut them just to save the time on the video. But this is what it looked like. So I stamped the leaf stem from the set in Old Olive 3 times. And then I stamped this double mum, or it's not really a mum, I guess it's more of a rose, but the double flower bloom using the new Bumblebee in color. And then I stamped the larger image, the larger bloom, using the terracotta tile. And can you see how, just stamping it, how shaded and detailed it is? It's pretty amazing. So is what I did is now we get to bring out our inner floral arranging bit here. I did remove the stem on this one, and there's a little piece that you have to snip off over here. Okay. And then I added just some Stampin' Seal to the bottom and just kind of layered that up here at the top of our insert. Okay. Our other pieces, like I said, I pre-cut these just to save us a little time on the video. And then I just fussy cut the stems off from these double blooms. Just like that. And then for this one, I added one of our Stampin' Dimensionals on the back here. And I just popped it up at a bit of an angle, because that way when we slide it into our flower pot, this bottom, the bottom bloom can, I'm going to move this all down just a little bit, sorry. Then the bottom bloom can hang over the edge of our pot and give it a little bit of dimension. There. All right. Then I took our second bloom here, and I just am going to add some snail to the very bottom. You know what? It's Stampin' Seal. That's going to be a hard habit to break. So there's the second set of blooms. And I'm going to take one of our green sprigs, and I just had it lay across just to kind of hide this edge. And I'm going to bring in our multi-purpose glue for this one. And just a little of this goes like a long way. And then I can just slide that in to cover the edge of that paper. And I'm going to put a little bit more multi-purpose glue on the next stem. And this one I'm going to trim a little bit because I don't want it real long, and I'll show you why. We want this to be able to fit in our envelope. So when you're arranging, you just have to make sure that you're within the boundaries of your envelope. And then with this third one, I again just trimmed off a little bit, added some multi-purpose glue to the front. And the reason I do the front is because now I'm going to stick it down back behind our big flower. And if I bring in my envelope, I can see that I'm going to fit. So, but I just can't go any higher than this one. Hope that makes sense, but I'm pretty sure it does. All right, then the next thing we're going to use, and this is going to have some kind of glare, I'm sure, but this is the Forever Gold laser cut specialty paper. There we go. So is what I want is a couple of these, and I'll use this leafy one, and I'll pick this branch with several leaves. I think that'll be good. This pack, you get 2 sheets of the, actually you get 4 sheets of the gold laser cut pieces. And then again, I'm just going to cut the stem off. And remember, we don't want to go any higher than that one. I'm going to add some multi-purpose glue to that. And again, just stick it down behind. So there's that. I'm going to trim the stem. Again, give it a little adhesive. And then I'm going to slip this right down behind give that a little sparkle on that side. All right, now I'm going to bring in our metallic pearls. These come in both silver and gold. And I'm going to use the pick tool and just pick up a couple of these gold metallic pearls and add them just kind of randomly in here just to give it a little dimension. Okay, our insert is done. Now we're going to bring our flower pot back in. And this doesn't use adhesive. This simply closes with tying a ribbon around the top. And I'm using the terracotta tile linen, scalloped linen ribbon. Coordinates perfectly with the cardstock. And I'm tying just a knot, nothing fancy. And then I'll trim my ribbon. All right. So now this slides right down in here. And you see how we get that little bit of overhang? Makes it look real. Then I had taken the sentiment from the set. It says, "I moved beyond words." And I stamped that in the terracotta tile on Whisper White. And then, like I said, I die cut that using the small stitched nested label. So we get this little piece that looks like this. Again, using dimensionals. I just added that little sentiment to the front of the pot. And there you have it. Our flowering blooms flower pot card. I hope you like my video. I will be posting the link to my blog that will have a free PDF with measurements and instructions on how to make this card, and there will also be a supply list. All right, everybody, have a great day, and I will see you soon. Bye.